Tonight, we're getting a better idea of what may have caused the Upriver Fire as officials release the identity of the woman who died. What we know coming up. Plus, a 73-year-old public works employee died while helping firefighters put out a fire in Okanagan County. We hear from his loved ones tonight as they honor his life.
Hot, dry, and breezy conditions for tomorrow have prompted red flag warnings for parts of the inland northwest, but I'm tracking some wet weather and much cooler temperatures for Hoop Fest weekend.
Here tonight at 5 o'clock, we start with breaking news. The Spokane County medical examiner identified the person killed in the Upriver Fire. The medical examiner confirming the victim is 83-year-old Marilyn Haugen. Her family reported her missing after they say she refused to leave while under a level 3 go now evacuation last week. The sheriff's office said law enforcement tried to warn her as the flames moved closer, but she didn't leave the home. Then crews were unable to reach Haugen's home for a few days after the fire ripped through because conditions were too extreme. We're also learning tonight that the head of Spokane County Emergency Management announced during a briefing that the Upriver Fire started in an unoccupied house. Chandra Fox briefed county commissioners Tuesday on the cause of the fire.
One of which was vacant, and that was the ignition point of the home, of the fire itself. So there was either a squatter or someone in that structure who should not have been.
While crews continue to fight the fire and ensure all hot spots are out, the investigation does continue tonight. And today, Doug Bleeker, who is an assistant fire chief at Fire District 9 and an investigator on the Upriver Fire, spoke with us about the ongoing investigation. He was very clear they could not comment on the report given to commissioners, saying he was not at the meeting, and also saying it's too early to determine a cause. Here's what he told us today.
Wasn't at that meeting. I've only heard secondhand information. I'm really not going to comment on that. What I can say is that the investigation of the structure fire has been assigned to me, and we are nowhere near complete with that, nor do we have any conclusive evidence of what the cause was at this point. So we have a very methodical process to complete before we publish that report, and we're midstream, so we're not talking about that at all.
Bleeker also noted that crews are still working on that fire tonight, making sure that all the hot spots are out and that it's fully contained. While crews are focused on fire management, he is focused on the investigation. All right, it's time to take a break from the headlines and get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Michelle Boss. For tomorrow, Michelle, we're tracking the potential for that red flag warning tomorrow.
Yes, we do have a red flag warning for tomorrow. It is warm and dry today. We don't really have much wind today, though. Tomorrow we do expect an increase in winds. It'll be out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 30 miles per hour, so some elevated fire danger there. Temperatures will be a little bit cooler tomorrow, maybe by a couple of degrees, but it's still going to be pretty hot, dry, and we're going to add those breezes. 85 degrees outside right now, 87 in Coeur d'Alene, upper 80s in Colville, and pretty toasty down in the Lewiston area. Temperatures in the lower 90s. We've got 90s across central Washington as well. Winds not too bad here locally in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Starting to see a little bit of an increase from Ritzville out westward, when actually looking at a sustained wind of 23 miles per hour. So breezy there. But this red flag warning is for tomorrow, includes Spokane and areas westward across central Washington for low relative humidity and breezy conditions. Right now we have a little bit of shower activity across north central Washington. Not a whole lot. A few showers along the Cascades, but looking for dry weather here this evening and overnight. We'll start the day off tomorrow with mostly sunny skies, increasing clouds, breezy 85, then a big cool down just in time for Hoop Fest weekend. We're looking at showers, mostly cloudy skies, and highs only in the 60s.
Today, a jury found former Spokane County Sheriff Sergeant Clay Hilton not guilty on both charges in his criminal trial stemming from a 2023 arrest. Prosecutors alleged Hilton used an unreasonable amount of force during that arrest, beating a man so severely that the jail refused to book him. KREM 2's Regan Gallo was in court today as that verdict came down. Regan, what can you tell us?
Well, there was a lot of pent-up emotion in the courtroom today as the incident surrounding this trial happened nearly 3 years ago. Now, the gallery was full of supporters for Clay Hilton, who heard not guilty not just once, but twice in the courtroom. The jury's verdict acquits Clay Hilton on both counts of second-degree assault and false swearing.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Clay Von Hilton, not guilty of the...
When Spokane County Judge Candy Dibble read the verdict aloud today, Clay Hilton was seen nodding to his attorney. Hilton's defense attorney also noted his response to the jury's decision just minutes after the verdict.
Frankly, I was a bit emotional at the moment.
Several people in the gallery embraced one another and Hilton. After the verdict was read, Hilton was also seen speaking with the deputy prosecuting attorney who led the case against him.
And this is what happens when 12 jurors hear all of the facts, take a long time to review exactly what happened, and the finger shouldn't be pointed at my client, it should be pointed at the complaining witness.
When Clay Hilton took the stand during trial, he claimed self-defense, testifying that his use of force was to gain compliance and protect his own safety.
There's no question, my client did exactly what he was trained to do. He did exactly what was within the bounds of the law to do. The complaining witness in this case resisted, put my client's welfare in jeopardy, and reacted appropriately.
The incident involved Clay Hilton and Kevin Hinton. Body camera footage captured the 4-minute incident that jurors spent hours reviewing. Investigators say Kevin Hinton was sitting in his car in the parking lot of a Spokane Valley park after hours in August of 2023. When Hilton approached Hinton's car, prosecutors alleged Hilton did not use a reasonable amount of force during Hinton's arrest and failed to de-escalate the situation, resulting in Hinton suffering several broken ribs and other injuries. Hilton was also accused of falsifying mandatory police reports.
This is not a case where he was using force lawfully. This is a case where he lost control.
The body camera video captures Kevin Hinton refusing to give Hilton his identification.
Oh, you're under arrest. Give me your hand.
The defense argued that Hilton acted in accordance with basic law enforcement academy training and procedures, saying he remained calm and professional. Hilton's attorney accused Hinton of failing to comply, which he says means Hilton was responding to a situation he perceived as potentially dangerous.
In the eyes of Sergeant Hilton, a potential life-ending environment. If you lose a fight, it's your last fight.
The jury also decided that Hilton has a right to reimbursement from the state of Washington. Hilton was terminated from his job with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office in 2024 after a third-party investigation was completed surrounding the incident. Now, following the conclusion of the trial today, I asked Clay Hilton what are his next steps. He didn't give me any long-term plans, but he did say, I'm going to enjoy some time at Lake Coeur d'Alene. Now, that reimbursement that Hilton may receive from the state of Washington, that amount is going to be decided next month in July at Spokane County Court. For now, I'm reporting at Spokane County Court, Regan Gallo, KREM 2 News.
The Okanagan County community is mourning the death of longtime public works employee 73-year-old Larry Fingar, who was killed while responding to a rekindled landfill fire early Tuesday morning. According to the Okanagan County Sheriff's Office, crews were working to put out hotspots when the landfill water tender truck Fingar was operating left a facility roadway, rolled down an embankment. Fingar died at the scene. Tonight, his family sat down with KREM 2 to talk about his legacy.
I feel like it's a bad nightmare and I haven't woken up yet. He was always so careful. He was always so prepared and made sure that everything around him was safe. Until that night.
Fingar died just days before his 74th birthday. We'll have this full story coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Stay with us. Still ahead here on KREM 2 News at 5. A local family-owned shop will be closing its doors on Friday after over 60 years in business, what we know. Plus, we'll update you on the latest regarding some of the fires burning across the inland Northwest. We're back in just 3 minutes.